Welcome to another episode of Mars versus Venus. I am your host with the most, What's in Store with T. Moore, and I have my usual suspect here with me today. To the left,
Adrian Williams.
Adrian Williams. There you go, people. I want to start this show by saying this is going to be just a little twist of lemon with a lot of lime. I also want to give a shout out or commend our viewers. They always chime in, always hit us with email questions as far as show topics. And oops, they did it again. We got another great show for you this week. Did you hear the vocals?
Yes, it was wonderful.
Do you hear the contract? Is this a singer contract coming? So we just gonna jump right into it, man. It's the two fellas giving you a hot show today. Topic question number one. What if your significant other gave you a STD? One word, three letters. Wow.
That's all bad.
What if, I mean, you guys are living together in a serious relationship, could be engaged, could be married, could be on your way to engagement, and hit you with an STD?
Now, let me ask you this. How long have the relationship been going on? That's the question.
Say the relationship's been going on for about 2 years.
So that means there was some cheating involved too then.
This is true.
So that just compiles the whole situation.
It's cheating, that's one thing, but cheating and stepping out unprotected is another thing. So you're bringing whatever you've been doing in the streets home to Papa.
It's carelessness.
Truly. I think I would have to dead that whole situation.
Yeah, I would too. Because it's bad enough you cheated, but then on top of that, you didn't protect yourself either. So, yeah.
And it's like you're living reckless. You don't care about yourself. You don't care about me. You're out here doing God knows what with God knows who, and you're not protecting yourself. I mean, because in relationships, I mean, this is a real show, people. Real topics in a blue-collar type of way. And we just try to give it to you as real as possible. Things do happen. Things happen in relationships. You know, people do step out. But giving me an STD is something that I will not tolerate.
Yeah, especially if it's one of the ones that's uncurable. That's even worse.
Didn't even think about that one.
Yeah.
I mean, dropping knowledge on me on that one. If it's something that's uncurable, I don't know. I don't know. Let's go to question number 2. Okay, this one is a good one. This one is a doozy. 3 things that someone should know about you if they were interested in you. Three things, maybe 4 things.
Okay. Your passions in life, I believe, the things that you expect out of a relationship, and the things that you would not tolerate in a relationship. To me, that's what I would think. Because the truth of the matter is, you can date, go out, have a good time, but if you don't put those things down, like at the beginning, you know, it's almost like you're living a lie, or somebody's doing something, or you're acting a certain way just to make that person happy, and that's not really you in the first place. So, you know, just put that down first of all before it even happens.
That's a great point. I wasn't fortunate enough to go to one of these school of arts or these acting schools. So when I'm in a relationship, I don't know how to be nobody but myself.
Right.
3 things a woman should know about me if we're in a relationship. I love sports and music. And I mean, I love it with a passion. I have no cooking skills at all. But I can't cook. But this may sound kind of crazy. I can barbecue my fanny off.
See?
I can barbecue, but when I hit a grill, it gets real. I'm telling you, I can barbecue my butt off. That's one of my strengths. The third thing is I am a huge sneakerhead. I love sneakers, and it started from when I was a kid, you know, the Michael Jordan era to the Barkley era to, I mean, I was just a sneakerhead, man. And also, probably number 4, you have to have some type of spiritual foundation for me.
Got to.
You have to believe in something that's positive for me. Because it shows character. It shows me where your state of mind is. It shows me kind of what type of spirit you have as well.
Right.
And that's very important for me.
Right.
Anything you want to chime in on?
Man, I believe you being a human being, you need to have some kind of spirit. You know, that doesn't define to whatever you believe in, but you need to have some kind of spiritual foundation, which is what you said. That's great. And then I'm a shoe head myself. Not so much sneakers, man, but boots and dress shoes. And it's just, and when you look at it, man, in comparison, Jordans and stuff, man, they're running like $200 a pair. And some of the dress shoes, they're hitting like that too. So
that's true.
The truth of the matter is, I look at it this way. I'm going to take care of the home front, but some of this money going to go to shoes. So that's just the reality of it.
Now, I hate to go back to the past, but on the last show we did, which was a doozy, something been riding on my mind, and you said that you don't mind pretty much holding down the home front or taking care of the home front if you're in a real serious relationship.
Right.
And I thought about that. And in today's time with the women, the way I was raised, I always played sports. I always played, I played on a team. It was team first. It was help one another. It was, task. It was goal. It was, everything was about the team. And I feel like in a very strong relationship, it is about the team. Because I feel as though a lot of people take things for granted. So, example, I'm going to work and I'm busting my butt and I'm doing everything to hold the front down, and a woman decides to step out. Because I've seen that on a few occasions. A guy's pretty much doing everything, paying the bills, he's driving a nice foreign vehicle, doing everything a man is supposed to do as far as the home front. But this lady still decides to step out. A lot of times that happens. And you really hold strong on being the guy to take care of the home front with no help at all.
No, I look at it, and it's from a perspective. I take care of the home front, but the reality is, to be honest, she needs to have some kind of intelligence and common sense herself.
True.
So with that being said, if I'm out working, okay, the house needs to be taken care of. Even if I'm paying the bills from my financial standpoint, you can at least take the letters to the post office. You know what I mean? You can take the bills to the post office. Around the house, like this little silly things like flower beds or something like that. If that stuff, because ladies are real particular about stuff like that. So it's nothing foreign. Like my dad would be at the fire department. My mom would go out there and make sure the flower bed and stuff was cool.
Right.
When she felt like it, she'd go out and water the yard, maybe sprinkle a little fertilizer and stuff, but make sure everything, whatever I'm not taking care of, make sure everything else is taken care of. So even if I'm paying the majority of the things from a financial standpoint, there should be nothing else lacking. The kids' clothes should be pressed. If I need a work shirt pressed, that should be pressed. You know what I mean? So in reality, yeah, you're not paying nothing per se out of pocket, but you're still working.
Yeah, and that is a great teammate. If you can get the yin and the yang, that's all you ask for. But with today's women, it's like,
no, it's a different concept, man.
Oh, yeah.
And the truth of the matter is, even from a male and a female standpoint, we and them are not being brought up the way that we were. You know what I mean? Like we got, just for instance, I went and patronized a youth group, a car wash last weekend. We had young men out there, 15 and 16-year-olds. One, none of them had a learner's permit nor driver's license. Two, none of them knew how to wash a car.
15 to 16 years old?
15 and 16-year-olds. I was washing cars when I was like 10.
Yeah, that's, you know what, I'm glad you touched on that, because it's a lot of things that we grew up with that today's teenagers or today's youth, they don't even know about.
Right.
We grew up with, some grew up with prayer in schools. Some grew up with discipline in school, like actually getting paddles in schools. Some grew up with just the threat or the thought of, I'm going to tell your mom or I'm going to tell your father if you don't straighten up. That was enough.
Right.
But nowadays it's like these kids are pretty much running out of control, no discipline. A lot of the fathers are out of the home as well. So that hurts 90% of what's going on. That male role model, that father, that grandfather, that uncle, a lot of these guys are not around.
Right.
And today's youth, it's just a lot that they are lacking as far as upbringing, morals, and just the way they are. Um, I also want to touch on this too. When you have that, going back to the one question, when you have that perfect mate or you have that perfect teammate, things are so smooth. And you don't mind going out there busting your butt, doing what you have to do for the home front, because you know when you get off, you got a clean house, you got cooked meals,
Right.
you got the things that really all the man wants.
Yeah, that's it.
All the man wants is just to come home to a nice, lovely home, smelling good, home cooked food, and just a rest haven.
That's it.
You know. So we got to pause for the calls, pay some bills. You are now tuned in to Mars and Venus. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Right back at you.
Our town, our TV. Amherst City Cable.
You make me wear my bike helmet.
You taught me never to run with scissors.
And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Our town, our TV. Amherst City Cable.
Welcome back. This is Mars versus Venus. I am your host with the most. What's in store with T. Moore? And I got my usual suspect with me.
Adrian Williams.
And we got a new guest to the panel, Mr. Josh Hammond. Hello. He's a local, he's an aspiring actor, musician, as well as a stand-up comic. I tell you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
We're just gonna dive right on in, man. Great questions. Is a first date too soon to meet a female's kids?
I think it depends on the situation. Like if she's like one of those girls that you're like, whew, like blown away by, you might have to bite the bullet, meet them kids. But if it's looking like something that you might not think is going to happen on down the line, yeah, it could be too soon. But I don't know. I think it could be like one of those situational type things.
If we just dating, I don't want to meet the kids.
Right.
I don't want to see the kids. It's no reason for me to see your kids, man. If we just dating, I don't want to see them. For what?
Right.
But if we're moving into something serious and we both know it's serious, then the proper introductions, is going to have to happen.
Right.
Because I'm going to be around, you're going to be around, and that's it. What you think, Adrian?
First date, I think no, because that's a lot. To me, that shows a lot about her character. You know what I mean? Because she could just be drop dead gorgeous, man. But if you're gonna let me meet your kids, like I know I'm not the first one there.
You might be though. She might just feel like she hit the jackpot. She might be looking for daddy.
Well then, hey, I don't know about looking for daddy. Maybe Big Papa. Okay. I don't know about daddy.
All right. We're gonna jump into the next question, man. Now this one is funny. Would you date a woman who is a bodybuilder and she could bench press more than you?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
You would?
In a heartbeat, yeah.
Why?
All right, one, if some dude starts, trying to talk to your girl, you don't even got to do anything. You don't got to worry about yourself. You don't got to worry about her, because instantly, no, I ain't having that. Plus, if she can't bench more than you, depending on how much you weigh, she might be able to lift you. So you can flip roles. I'm not saying, what to do from that point on, but something could happen from then on out, you know, where it could be something that you enjoy.
What you got?
Well, maybe, may I interject? Okay. Now you come home. Say you come home that evening. You kind of wasted, and you not realizing that you got a woman at home. Take somebody's number. Now you willing to come home with a number in your cell phone, and then you get smacked up?
I mean, hey.
You willing to deal with that?
Hey, I don't think she should be going through my phone, to be honest with you.
Somebody that lift weights, so you gonna deny her access?
I'll tuck and roll. Take out the legs, sweep the legs. You know, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's gonna have what you call the WH syndrome, and that's a whooped head.
And that's a risk I'm willing to take, to be honest with you, because you never know. That could be the one.
I don't really know if I could date a woman that is stronger than me and can bench more than me, because I'm a man. I got pride and my ego.
Yeah.
And I don't want my woman looking cockier than me in her clothing.
No.
You know, she put on a shirt and everybody checking out her pecs.
But
you know, her shoulders.
But what if she ain't that type of woman? Like, what if she's not that? She's like one of those strong girls that don't show it on her chest, but you're still the one who looks like cockier in a way. Like, would that change your mind at all, or would you still be the same?
That would change my mind, because I was raised, what happened in house stays in house. So if she just so happened to collar me up one day, it's not leaving the house.
Nobody will ever
know about it. So I'll be fine with that, man.
Right.
You know, I can roll with those lunches. This one here, I want y'all to really think about this one. Would you date a woman who works part-time at a fast food chain, and she's not a manager, she's just she's on the crew? And you got to think about the twist on how women view men. Mm-hmm. Because if I was working at McDonald's and I was trying to pursue a nurse, a lawyer, or I was really attracted to, if I rode the bus and I was really attracted to the RTA driver.
Yeah.
I don't think they would view me as potential. Mm-hmm. I don't think they will view me as, this guy could be my future husband. So what do you got? What's your guys' take on it?
I think that there's things that you got to look at. One, you gonna get free fast food from her, right? That's free fast food. Now, I mean, at McDonald's, it's not like they're overpriced or anything like that, but still, my mom always told me, if it's free, it's me. So you might as well take advantage of that, you know? Two, I feel like it also depends on how she actually, so like if she wants to go into like that nursing field, if she is at McDonald's and she's going to school because she needs a job to help her, then yeah, that's cool. But now say she...
No, this is her primary job.
Now this is her primary job, and she doesn't feel like, you know, she doesn't want to move forward and just stay at McDonald's. Sorry, unless you actually want to like start working, you know, it's 2015. You got to start getting on, you know, start the pedals moving or something, because you got to be doing something better than McDonald's.
What you got, Adrian?
Man, I agree with him though. I look at it too from a different age aspect too. Now, say she's around your age, that's different. Maybe she's in school part-time or something like that. But like if you're my age and you're working there part-time because you don't like being gone from your apartment all day, or you don't want to, you know, just work to have something occupy your time that much,
right?
That's an issue.
Yeah,
that's an issue. And the reality is, a lot of times you see that, man, and even for men and female. But for me, looking at someone that I would be trying to pursue, or someone trying to pursue me, especially if you're a female, you don't have any kids, you don't have no medical conditions,
right?
You're not in school, you just want to work part-time because you don't want your day to, no. No.
What if she's super fine, like super gorgeous, beautiful, and she's pursuing you hard? I mean, coming after you hard, and you see her, as far as her character, like she's a really great girl. She's in the church. She's somebody that you envision having as a wife, but not the job.
If she can't change her ways, I guess, like if she can't see that, like, I shouldn't be in fast food for the rest of my life, I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna be able to find someone else out there that looks equally as good as you, but has better goals in line. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like you can't just have like that one variable, I guess, because like really beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
True.
Before anything else.
True.
So I mean, like, if she, I don't know, if with me, if she can't carry along her aspirations, regardless, like, you know, that's no bueno for me.
Well, she be holding a part-time job. But the, but the thing is, though, I look at it. You can stay in fast food, but as long as you progress. Like, you know, it's a guy I know. He actually started out working at McDonald's, moved up to manager. Now he's like he's big time. He lives like in Milwaukee, man. I mean, he drives like 500 Mercedes and everything. You know what I mean? And still working for McDonald's. But it's the reality is, man, it's just, you know, and just like the point you touched though too. You said she was in church and everything like that. I think God would convict her for being a bum.
Wow. 1 word, 3 letters. Wow.
Said it.
Completely caught me off guard.
Right there.
That is awesome. That's what you get on Mars versus Venus. Nothing but the real. Wow. I love it. I told you this show was going to be a little lemon with a lot of lime. Here goes one, man. Would you go on a blind date, or would you register to one of these dating sites? Now, I have to take this one. My cousin hooked me up on a blind date years ago. We met these 2 girls at Denny's. And the girls were bad, gorgeous. So I said, oh, okay, Freeze, man, you put me on. I was hyped. I'm talking about excited. I'm like, oh, I got a winner. So we go sit down, you know, and I'm noticing that Freeze and his girl, they're just talking and chopping and politicking away. And I'm trying to engage with my date. Like, you know, hey, how you doing? You know, this, that, and the third. My name's Terrence. You know, this, that, and the third, whatever, you know, small talk. And she was not responding. She was just looking at me, staring off into space. So, you know, I had to do the bathroom run. Hit him and said, hey, man, we gotta go to the bathroom. I need to find out what's going on. So he is like, I don't know. You know, try to talk some more to her, this, that, third. We go back to the table, sit down, try to talk to her more. Her friend reaches in and tells my cousin that she's deaf.
So in reality, you were on a deaf date.
I was on a deaf date and not a blind date. Talking to a woman that couldn't speak to me at all. But you know me.
Right.
I'm one hell of an American.
Right.
She was beautiful, and we did the do. I'm telling you. What you got, fellas? Would you go on a blind date, or would you register one of these dating sites?
Man, the way I look at it, all those like eHarmony, Match.com, you know.
They even got farmers.
Farmersmeet.com, blackpeoplesmeet.com, emopeoplemeet.com. They have every type of meet.com. That's not the right way. You should be able, you mean to tell me that you have to put everything on a computer screen in order to try and have a conversation and find your significant other? So that just shows me that you're too afraid to actually conversate with an actual human being. You have to hide behind a computer screen in order to tell your real feelings. But with me, I'm like one of those people where I'll show all my emotions up front because that's me. Why would you want to hide any of that? So do it all yourself. You don't need to be going to all those dating websites. Just go out and meet someone.
I get it. Wear your emotions on your sleeve. What you got, Adrian?
I would do the blind date because, first of all, that's something that I'm familiar with. Second of all, it's free. You have to pay for those sites. And then third of all, I don't think it's so much people being afraid. I think it's a whole mindset and a position of us being brainwashed. Because you look at it now, you have men and female not really feeling that their relationship and their life is so much validated unless they're posting it on Facebook, unless they're posting it on Instagram. Right. Because, you know, I had a female tell me one time, like, you know, this is cool, we talking and stuff like that, but until it's like on Facebook and everybody see what it is, like, this is not real. Yeah. Like, you know, even had her friends ask her, well, girl, is it Facebook real? Is it Instagram real? And the reality is, if it's real between us, what you mean?
Yeah, nowadays it has to be Facebook official or it's not real at all, apparently.
That is corny. Well, fellas, we're just going to wrap this up. Another great show. We did the do. This is for our viewers. Please chime in with any show topics, any questions. You can contact us at hostalwaters.com. Email us at hostalwaters.com. You are now tuned in to Mars versus Venus, and we are signing out.